Good evening, everybody. This video is going to be quite serious tonight. I had a situation that affected my real life occur, and it made me do a lot of thinking about my fellow pagans and what could happen. So last week, my better half went to the hospital. She was having problems with her wrist, and she was wondering if she broke it. So she went to the hospital to get it x-rayed, and to get the x-ray she was informed that the radiologist would not see her, in other words will not perform the x-ray, unless she takes a pregnancy test, because it is his belief that any female between the ages of 11 and 50 needs to take a pregnancy test, because he does not want to harm an unborn child. So we have somebody whose religious beliefs are interfering with other people's lives, and I am highly against it. I think that if you're going to have a job that involves the public, you have to put your personal life, your religious ideals in check. You cannot go work with the public and keep on going, but I don't believe in that, so you can't do it. I mean, I think that's just plain wrong. And so I was thinking about how that could happen in the pagan community. You see, one of the most abused and sometimes misunderstood concepts is the Wiccan Rede. We have many Wiccans who take that as a law. It is dogma. It is absolute. And these harm none Wiccans try to impose those ideals on other pagans. Pagans who are not Wiccan are being told that they're to harm none, because we have Wiccans who are imposing their ideals on others. And last week, well, probably now 2 weeks ago, Pagan Perspective did a weekly discussion about diet, and this all became a long drawn out argument about being vegan. And because this is a fight that I have seen them do before, I interjected myself into it. And I talked to a lot of people that were vegan, and they were placing themselves above others. These elitist, self-absorbed people were saying that I was an unethical glutton because I eat meat. I don't care about the world. I would let the world be destroyed because I eat meat. And so that is their belief. Now, I was just saying that people can eat anything they want, as long as there is some balance with nature. You know, you can eat both plant and animal and still work with nature, because nature, there are meat eaters in nature. It's not like humans are the only ones that eat meat. So to say that it is unethical, unnatural, and all that is just wrong, in my opinion. You have these people that are imposing their personal beliefs on others. They are judging others based on their personal beliefs. So you take that mentality and put it with harm none, and I fear that there will be a pagan nurse, a pagan doctor, or a pagan in some other position that works with the public that will take their religious beliefs and use it to impose on others. You know, we joke around about how terrible it is for the Christians to go around and saying that supporting gay marriage is against my religious beliefs, I'm not going to do this. That homosexuality is a sin, so I'm not going to do anything that can help a homosexual couple out in any way, shape, or form. We make fun of the Christians because of this. We get mad at them. We verbally attack them because we try to have freedoms to live our lives the way we want to. I mean, nobody is forcing these Christians to have a three-way with three guys or something like that. But they want to make sure nobody else does. They're imposing their religious beliefs on others. And so I did a lot of thinking yesterday, and it kind of scares me, because what happens when a pagan says, well, we got to protect the unborn, so I can't give you the x-ray. You're going to have to go to another hospital. And I'm just going, oh gosh, I'd fear that day. Then we have cases where I picture a doctor who could do abortions could have changed their path and become a Wiccan and firmly believed in harm none. Then all of a sudden this doctor that did abortions, or the chemical abortions, or did things that helped out with people having pregnancy issues, all of a sudden goes, I can't help you. I refuse to help you. That is wrong. We got to do whatever it takes to save the unborn baby's life, even if it puts the mother's life in jeopardy. I had to think long and hard yesterday that what would happen if a young mother, she has an unborn child, has complications, and she needed an unbiased, clear, medically sound advice. And she dealt with a religious person. It could be a Christian, it could be a pagan, whatever. And they're going, well, we can't harm the child. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on this vitamin supplement, restrict you to bed rest, blah, 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 blah. And this course of action increases the mother's chance of death, because they're going to say, more than likely you will not survive the pregnancy, and your infant, the unborn child, won't either. But we're going to keep on trying. I would be the person that would go and say I would consider an abortion, because we might be able to fix the situation on your next pregnancy. Or, if bad case comes to true, go, well, you can't have kids, you might want to consider adoption. Because if the mother dies, the single father will then either have to form a new relationship, which would take years, and he by himself can't adopt. So this person, the man, is also missing out on the family life if they risk the mother's lives. The other part that I came to was a little bit more odd. let's say your significant other got into an automobile wreck. A lot of damage was done. They were able to stabilize, and they're giving you a very limited time, but they give you an option. They basically saying at the most she's got 30 days to live, but if we put in a hog heart transplant, we can extend it many months until we find a viable human heart. Would you sign the papers to do this, knowing very well that a pig, a hog, will be killed to harvest that heart? I had to think long and hard about that one for about 10 seconds. I would sign the papers because I would want that my significant other to live. And, you know, she has affected a lot more people's lives in so many ways across this country. To lose her, a lot of people lose. The hog would, you know, unfortunately they're confined to a small 1-acre section. You know, their loss will not affect the world as much. I know I might sound a little cold on that, but I value life, and I have to give life values. And on my assessment, I cannot let my religious views override common sense. I cannot let my religious views, I can't use them that in a way that could cause somebody to die early. We got to take chances. And I know that might sound a little it might be a contradiction, you know, kill the unborn child so that the mother can live, but the mother has an established life. She affects so many people. So I got to protect her compared to the unborn. So the question that I have for everybody is, if you consider life begins at conception, and somebody came in with a broken arm and or other severe injuries and needed an x-ray, would you tell them, oh, can't do it until you pee in a cup and have a pregnancy test? Because you don't want to harm the unborn child? That's the question. Take care. Be at peace.